Hey there, it's Seb Fry here with another exciting episode of It's a Seb Show. Well, today is the Little League tryout day. Very exciting. My kid is super into baseball, and so he went down, and he's going to be 12 years old any minute now, and so he was in the Major League tryouts, and here's a little video of him. You can see him batting away, crushing it. Way to go, Aiden. Good job. Super proud of you. Before he went out there, I told him something I've said to him many times before. This is something that he can really relate to. I said, use the Force. Use the Force, right? Maybe that's a cheesy Star Wars line, right? But I think there's something to that. There's old Luke Skywalker, and he's on the Millennium Falcon, and Ben Kenobi says, use the Force, when he's trying to hit the floating robot ball with his lightsaber blindfolded, right? And he just said, use the Force, right? Very mysterious, But I really think that using the Force really can be thought of maybe in a contemporary parlance as being present, right? To me, using the Force is being present, right? Okay, it's like staying in the moment, being in the flow of things, not living in the future, not being stuck in the past, but being present and sort of hyper aware of everything that is going on right now at that time. And just sort of, living in the moment is kind of what that is all about. And trusting that if you do that, you will have the best result, because you're not really worried about the best result. You're not really worried if you're going to hit the ball or where's it going to go. You're focused on the here and the now, which is, just making it happen and not worrying about what's going to be happening in the future. And you're saying, Seb, that's really cool. Glad your kid had a good day at tryouts today. But what has that got to do with real estate? Well, I think it's actually very applicable to the real estate transaction, because the real estate transaction is very stressful, right? Our mind always runs to the worst case scenario, what's going to happen, right? All these horrible things which could happen. And it's really just the mind just sort of polluting our senses with fear, basically, to keep us rooted, to keep us from doing anything, right? From, making that offer, or offering a higher price, or releasing your contingencies, right? Or, whatever, all these different things that come up, even getting pre-approved for a loan, right? I mean, the mind stops you from doing all these things because it forecasts a future which is probably never going to come to pass. And so you're not using the Force. You're not living in the present. You are somewhere else, and you're not moving forward in your life because you're just stuck because of all this fear. You're out of the flow, right? You don't have your head down. You're not working on the stuff that you need to work on in that minute to ultimately achieve the objectives that you've set for yourself. And that is very much like what it is, I think, to be trying out for the major leagues. Okay, it's only the little leagues, right? But, it's the same kind of thing. When I work with my clients, I frequently say this to them all the time, actually, every single client. And if you're a client, I've said it to you. Right? That's basically just my little way of saying, hey, just live in the present moment, be centered, right? Do all the actions which will lead to success, but don't worry about success actually happening. You don't have to worry about success actually happening, because it's either going to happen or it's not going to happen. Either way, actually, it's going to be fine, but just by staying centered and present and focused in the flow and using the Force, everything is just going to be okay. That's how it always turns out. Everything is just going to be okay. And maybe one day it won't be okay. Maybe one day you'll get Alzheimer's or cancer, or, some bad, horrible thing will happen to you, right? But you can't let a worry about some, horrible event that may happen somewhere down the line stop you from building, the most, perfect future for yourself by working today in the moment, steadily and forcefully and with great intention. If you do all that, it's going to turn out in the end. It always does, one way or the other. So just don't worry about that. Make sure that you just stay in the moment, and you'll get the job done. All right. Well, that is it. That's it. That's all I got. Just wanted to share that after coming back from my kids' tryout. Go Aiden. Really looking forward to having an awesome Major League season here. All right. That's it for this episode of It's a Seb Show. But before I let you go, hey, listen, do me a huge favor. Would you share this with somebody? I don't know who, anybody. It's a very happy message. Just share this with somebody that you know who, talks about using the Force or being president. Who knows? And, I would love a comment, would be super awesome, or a thumbs up would be terrific, or even just a share online. That would be very awesome as well. Hey, that's it for this episode of It's a Seb Show. But hey, it's okay. Don't worry, man. I'll have another episode up again before too long.